Hello, welcome to the Future Sight episode of Commander Durdle. So you can see here I have my pool of 180 cards. I've got my islands that I'm going to use from the large set of the block over to the side here, my 35 islands ready for building my commander deck. And in this particular pool there were a couple of rares that were legends. One was Venser Shaper's Savant, and the other one was Oris Samite Guardian. Now the problem, well, I mean it's not a problem, but basically if I was to pay mono white Oris, really we've got here the ability to prevent all damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn. So not particularly inspiring. It would be a challenge, and of course I can't rely at all on their grandeur effect because I wouldn't be running another copy of Oris in Commander, so yeah, not really going to work. And actually I just noticed that as well, so I've got Tarok's Blade Wing. So Flying Haste 4/3 for 2 and 3 red, and again can't do anything with the grandeur. So I suppose the tendency here is to play, you know, a mono white tribal deck of, you know, a given tribe. So here looks like this is going to be blue wizards, I would guess, once we start kicking the algorithm into play. Obviously I've got to do quite a bit of pruning here. Got to take out all the off-colour cards, plus all the multiple copies, plus anything that just doesn't really work, even if it's in blue. There's a number of cards here that won't make any sense to play in the deck. For instance, I don't see a point of having a recursive 1/1 Narcomoeba personally. Sure, it keeps coming back. But only under those conditions where it's put into my graveyard from the library. So yeah, it doesn't really work at all in this deck. So other rares we had in here, we've got Barren Glory. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control no permanents other than Barren Glory and have no cards in hand, you win the game. I suppose you could build a deck around that. Imperial Mask. I mentioned Oris, go over the Burn Willows. Tarok's Force of Savagery, Trample 8/0. Okay, it's interesting. A few things have to work in order to play that. We've got Tarmogoyf here, River of Tears, which isn't playable because of the black in it. Graven Cairns and Mages of the Abyss. So basically all of this is coming out. Anyway, those are the rares I could have built around. Obviously I'll always tend to go for a legendary, but yeah. So I've just organised these in by colour so you can see here. Okay. 3 for 2, no. It's got a card. Nope. So all of these black cards are going to go away. Again, if you've seen the set musings episode, you'll just know how diverse this set is in terms of keywords, abilities, like non-keyworded mechanics as well. It's just stuff was like flipped upside down in some respect in terms of like what you would expect. Yeah, pretty brain intensive set. Return target from the designer's hand. Oh yeah, these were these recursive suspend cards. So, well, seeing as it's from the set, we'll leave it in for the moment. Like I said, I don't really want to play Narcomoeba, but we've got delay here. We cancel target spell. If the spell is countered this way, remove it from the game with 3-time cancel on it. Please. It doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. Huh. Okay. It's from the set. So set specific counter spell. Flying, blue tap, discard a card. Yeah, I don't know if I want to be discarding stuff. Would have worked with some of the other cards that I actually had in the pool actually. So I think I'm not going to end up with that many usable blue cards personally. Oh yeah, remember Dryad Armor's in here. This is a pretty interesting pool outside of EDH. Lots of card discard there. Okay, a load of black cards to get rid of. Yeah, remember there was that cycle of vanilla creatures as well in the set? And that's one of them. I might have to do some additional seeding on this actually. There may not actually be enough cards. Right, I do have a Venser's Diffusion. Return target non-land permanent or suspend card to its owner's hand. Okay. Verdilk Ether Mage has flash. Just play return. Target sliver. It does have wizard cycling. I might just use that as a sort of crude wizard tutor if I'm playing tribal wizards. I don't think I'm going to be doing anything with blue in terms of to be able to do slivers. We've got morph. Another permanent you can try to. I don't know if I want to just play that just for that scry effect. Okay, 2 and a blue for 2 and flying. I'll just leave it in at the moment. We've got Mesmeric Sliver. I mean, I don't know if blue slivers would be achievable and it wouldn't mesh very well with this, but okay, so another. Again, what I've been trying to do here as well is if I do get counter spells or anything like that, distraction from the set, is just playing those for the thematic reason that it's called, the set reason that it's coming from the set. Untap. No. Shadow on it, it's a 3/1 for 5 with suspend. It's unblockable. 5-drop. Let me think about that. I can always do what I did last week, which is leave a load in and then take them out. Okay, I don't really want to be Plain of Vanilla creature, yeah. It's Bird Wizard. Interesting, it does play to the bounce theme. Okay, so we get rid of these. So I'll Sprout Swarm. So we have things, as I mentioned in the other video, we've got things here generating saplings. I suppose I could have kept a lot of the commons and built like a subbed in like a non-set commander, or one from the block maybe, that played nicer with saplings and gone down that route. But we've now decided to go with Venser, so I'm going to stick with that. So mono blue wizards it is. I think this is it actually. I don't think there's anything down the bottom that's playable because of the colours. Oh yeah, because the morph cost is white. Okay, that would explain it. That's a blue-white card then. It's quite nice when you open a pool of like 12 cards, if 12 boosters. If you were trying to build like a regular sealed deck, like a 40-card sealed deck, yeah, you'd be well away. Okay, deck size of 9 at the moment. We need to re-promote this back into being land. I'm going to play about 35 land in this deck. Okay, oh, interesting. We have a spell sky. Let me just do this. That came in a bit fast, and I'm just wondering whether sometimes I pre-run these without sort of pruning them, just to make sure everything's working okay. So I better just rerun that, thing as I've now taken out a whole load of stuff. Definitely want to be playing, you know, the stuff we're seeing here. Of course, now it's going to take its time. Looks like it's having a bit of trouble authenticating there for some reason. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yes, please. That's interesting. Could pinch stuff. Expedition map. I wonder if it's likely we would end up with stuff in our graveyard. It's interesting it's chosen that. Oh yeah, that looks good. Soul Ring. I'm trying to remember the name of the... there is a sword in the set. I should play Cage Sun if I'm doing a mono colour deck, definitely. Glad that came up. I do like Library of Leng. We do want to play that. Salt Vessel would be good. So let me just change the arrangement of this so we can actually see how many artifacts we've got here. Maybe I'll come back to those in a moment after I've got a bit of more of a feel. I'm going to see what sort of creatures it recommends first of all, I think, and then I'll decide how heavy I want to go down the instance here. Particularly if we get blue spells that care about casting instants or sorceries, which is a possible way this could go, seeing as it's mono blue. And we're able to turn target spell, yeah. Okay. So that is the way it does tend to be encouraging me. It's playing. Oh yeah, this is expensive. I mean, I suppose it doesn't really matter, seeing as we're not building this in paper, so I just go for it if we want. I'm not seeing, it's interesting, I'm not seeing many wizards here, which is fine. Which I think this is, I suppose, good blue stuff. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to just take a peek at what sort of stuff it's suggesting. From EDH rec perspective and see. Yeah, I suppose same thing. It's not going heavy wizard. It's just playing lovely. It's more just good blue utility creatures, I suppose. Yeah, let's stick with what we've always done here. So fits in with the bounce theme. When Trinket Mage enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card with mana. Why not? If we're playing mono blue, draw a card. Yep. So for us, the creature paying its merge cost. Tap up to 4 target permanents. So it's like tap down and bounce. Each card. Opponent's turn. 6 your turn. Okay, so yeah. Oh, we're playing mono blue. Draw a card, then discard a card if you have. One target creature gets. Okay, I'll just turn. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, why not? Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may exchange control of Perplexing Command and that spell. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely sort of we're doing restrictive stuff here, where we're either bouncing stuff or nicking stuff or locking stuff down. Choose a non-land card name activated. Yeah. Where is it? Choose a non-land card. Draws a card. So yeah, this is just a fun police deck. Fun police wizards in blue. Plus getting stuff back from the graveyard. Getting artifacts. Yeah. Messing with their hand. Clone. Yeah, this is an interesting thing. Rabbit hole we're going down here. Level up. Sorcery spell. Bestow. Yeah, looks like we're just pinching stuff and bouncing stuff. 5 cards. Yeah. Steal their stuff. Oh yeah, this is super mean. You draw a card while your library has no cards in it. No. That's too long. Well, this is very interesting. Ooh. I think I've got rather too many creatures here. But that's not a bad thing. I can sort of decide on what particular strategy I want to go down. leave that in. Thing in the ice. I don't really have stuff that's specifically getting stuff in the graveyard, so I don't know if I just want to rely on something like that. I wonder if that's just better as a I will take that out, seeing as it's so expensive. Does that make a massive difference to the price? Just in case anybody tries to decide to build this. Right. This one I'm a little bit unsure of. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going down that route. I did synergize with the other card, but I don't have a ton of. Spell guide, spells guide. Bye bye. Okay. I might mess about with those a bit more, but anyway, I just want to get that down a bit so I've got more room for artifacts and more room for instants. Okay. But before I do that, let's see what Planeswalkers it suggests. There might be some useful global enchantments as well that you could play. It's rather slow today. I suppose I could have put a Deadeye Navigator in there as well, actually. It's taking its time. Okay. Ooh. Fate Seal. Yeah, that was a thing in the set, wasn't it? Seems to want me to go down the route of winning a game when I don't have anything to draw. Let's try that. I should take a look at the land actually before I start really going down the instants and sorceries. That's curious, it's having problems. So in terms of, I suppose, instance, oh, no, here we go. Maze of Ith. Tap target attacking creature, prevent all combat damage. Yeah, again, good if we're just locking stuff down, monocolour. Interesting way of bringing in lands, actually. I didn't think of that. And that's from the set. Way of getting artifacts back. I'm not really playing wizards, so apart from my couple of cards. I could put some cyclers in there. Well, seeing as we're being mean with a lot of our cards, that allows us to reset our stuff. Okay. We'll bring down some of our islands here because we've got so much utility now. Okay, moving on. Enchantments. We'll save instance and sorceries till the end, shall we? Let's get all our permanents sorted out. Okay, Parallax Tide. Move a fade counter. Land. So yeah, I'm pinching more stuff. Just play untap up to 5 lands. Yep. Yep. And of course there are things like mind control as well. What we got? 4 enchantments. Still got some room for some more artifacts, I think. Okay. Some sorcery speed utility. Probably be the usual blue spells that you might expect to see. So we've got Ponder, Preordain, Gitaxian Probe, Serum Visions, Bribery. Oh. Call to Mind, Concentrate, Devastation Tide. Yep. Creatures, control of 2. That's fun. Target opponent controls, don't untap. Bounce. Okay, let's see what we've got. Fun things you can find at instant speed. So, got plenty of room to play. A ton of instances. Oh yeah, Cyclonic Rift, Counterspell, Cryptic Command. Yeah. Remand. Why not play below Brainstorm? Okay, bounce. Trouble is, yeah, in Commander people tend to have quite a bit of mana at their disposal. Spell. That's interesting. Yeah. 3, return target creature. Like that. Each creature target player controls loses all abilities and becomes, yeah. For each attacking creature, its owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library. Dismiss. Pinching staff. Of course, rewind. Yeah, we all stopped there. So we got some slots for a few artifacts. So let's have a look back again at some of the artifacts that I didn't put in. See what we've got. So yeah, 3 slots. I've got to be able to really goldfish this deck. There's too much stuff that relies on you stealing stuff. So yeah, this is mono blue steel stuff. I'm sure there's a better legendary for this, but you just have to go with that because that's all part of the episode. Tap all engine. Oh, okay. Quite like that. Got up. Yeah, I'd throw a dynamo. Be quite nice. I mean, I suppose I could play other stuff with no maximum hand size. I'm just going to look for something because there is a I think this is it. No, it doesn't really work, does it? I'm just looking for maybe a piece of equipment that looks like fun to play. God, that might be fun to play. No. Vehicles. Foretold. Right, one more. Isaac, I think it was 3 Tonga. Oh, do I want to be divining? Probably not. Oh, actually, that'll be cool. Imprinting stuff. Right, okay, so what did that work out as? $576. Right, so all I can really do here, I think, is first of all, we don't really need to... Well, we'll have a quick look at the stats. I don't need to rebalance the colours of my mana because it's all monocolour. Okay, interesting curve. I'll save the deck. And we'll just look at what some sample hands might look like. I mean, I'll play creatures out in terms of that, but the gold fishing will be a little bit boring because I really need to be up against other creatures and other stuff I can pinch. So in terms of the opening hand here, so we've got plenty of mana, so I'm going to make land drops. There's nothing I can really play here till turn 5. Venser I can play on turn 4, so it may result in me ending up getting my this out, because the timing of this is really important. It doesn't really do much beyond its ability, and you can flash it in. So really, this is probably the sort of commander that's just going to sit there until something needs to be dealt with. So yeah. Sitting in the command zone, just hanging out. So let's just look at how things develop this. So yeah, counters. Spellskite. Yep, so I could get that out on turn 2. More islands. Got a tectonic edge here. And a Maze of Ith. Okay, well that wouldn't hurt to get out early. I know it could be a target for if an opponent's got something like this or something similar, but yeah, maybe that's not a bad idea. Well, there's our Jace, so we got turn 4 Jace, which we can get out now. And we can start, so look at the top card of target player's library, you may card on the bottom of that. Yeah, so we can start messing with people's fate sealing people, or even fate sealing ourselves. So that will be handy to have out. Soul Ring. Cool, so we can play another island out. And a Soul Ring again. Not much happening in terms of the board state. Venser's, yeah, so we've got bounce here. So let's just proceed and see what the deck. Yep, so these are all control cards. I've certainly got enough mana to get this out. And enough for this. There's probably a better one that I could play for that. I just played it because it was referencing Suspend. Okay. Yeah, so some of these I'd probably want to get out at some point. So let's just go through. I'm not gonna. So we got Cryptic Command. Yeah. And there's our Reliquary Tower. So cool. So interesting blue control deck. So quite different than anything I've probably built up till now. This is not a great hand. Let's just see our mana. Yep, okay. So again, got a turn 2 spell sky. We could get out on turn 3, but again, I'm a bit messed up here. There's Rishadan Port. Yep. There's all our mana, Throne Dynamo. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're short of mana, which is good. Oh wow, look. Turn 2 Fog Bank. So turn 6 Stolen Identity. And again our draws, 6 Expedition Map. So I'm quite liking the mana side of things here in this deck. Certainly nothing to worry too much about. Although the problem is any control decks can be problematic in a multiplayer format. But yeah, interesting avenue to go down. Obviously, you know, this is really only relevant to play when you want to take out a threat. So thematically for the deck, it's cool. There's obviously, I imagine there's better mono blue commanders for mono blue control than obviously this fella, but interesting nonetheless. So there we have it. I think I'll stop there because there's not much more to see in terms of, you know, I won't be swinging with much stuff. It's more pinching other people's stuff and bouncing stuff and blowing up lands. Basically making people's lives misery. So yeah, thanks once again for watching. Let me just go back to the original deck here. As always, just in case I didn't make a copy of the deck. The good thing is every time I do that, I don't have to use it. I suspect the one time I don't, then I could end up removing a load of stuff and then wanting to go back and not being able to. But that's only really a danger when I'm first like pruning the deck, the pull down. That's really what that's there for. Once I've pruned the card pull down, then really I don't need that copy anymore. So there we have it. I've already exported that, I think, but I'll do it just in case. So there's my Venser Shaper Savant Fun Police deck. Thanks for watching and bye for now.